Alright, I'm back. So first we'll have to get a good thumbnail. There we go. Then I open up the box and see what's inside. I'm going to try to use the cover again to make sure that nothing gets destroyed and that everything goes in exactly as it came out. Start with the instructions, of course. You can see them here. Alright, so let's go. I always use... Okay, here we go. Here's the snippers. Alright. Detach certain parts and take off any nubs. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, it's better to lay the thing flat and move the camera to show it in this case. So there's step one. It looks like maybe part of the bridge module, yep. And then now it's in French and English, probably because that kit was shipped to Canada. This is in America. The second language would no doubt be Spanish. So it has the complete sequence of events on how you assemble everything. So you just follow the arrows. So it looks like it starts from here. You have to assemble the entire bridge dome and everything. And it goes the same way in step 3 and step 4. Step 5 and 6. So we'll see how much has to be painted before you actually do anything. How much has to be painted before you assemble anything, I mean. And here you are, the secondary hull. Fill all the holes indicated in black. And, okay. Do not glue part 81 if you're using a dome base. Well, of course I will be. See, there's the dome base plug. And there's part 8, and then you fit it together and you put it on the stand, and you can use some of the included photo etch. I'm guessing the photo etch is in here. Good grief, there's so many languages. Huh? I'll just stick to English, because that's what I speak the most. I don't speak French very well. All I really know how to say right now, after 3 years after the French course, is Je parle français mal. I speak French badly. In French, any word that ends in ENT ends in LY in English. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Here are the decals. These should be the... Yeah, here we go. So let's see. 2023. That goes on the front of the thing. It looks like it has little windows as well. And all the symbols and everything. Now, let's see. Is this the gold details? Oh, yes, look. It sure looks like it. Oh my gosh, look at all that. And each one is probably labeled on the side of the box itself as to where it goes. You can see the gold glisten in the light, so that's quite something. You can see how they make you keep the box by putting everything here. And then the other part of the box is on the inside, so that's how they make you keep the box these days. I do miss the separate instructions that came with decals in the past, but at least you have old model kits that still have that, like the 2009 edition of the 1000 scale polar lights, TOS, and TOS Movie Enterprise. This is... Okay, so that was the decal. So now we move on to the clear parts. Now, there's so many... I don't know that I'm going to cut apart everything. Just turn it so that you can... Well, alright. I will open it after all, along that seamed line. Be right back. And I'll get my cardboard backdrop. The card may be bored, but I hope you guys aren't watching the video. Ha ha ha. Yes, I make up my own puns. They're I've been told they're so painful that at one time I was actually banned from the Dad Jokes Facebook group because they were so painful. And I said, give me a break, I'm only an uncle. Okay, so this tree should fall nicely behind the cardboard, you see? All the clear parts, including on the engine housings. It's probably the impulse engines or something. That's almost as clear as a windshield. And then you have little bits everywhere, so that's good to paint from whichever side has the pegs on it. And then I'll use that. So you paint the clear parts first, maybe even primer them. Well, I don't know about primering them, but I found when I try to paint the clear parts without giving them primer, it doesn't work. They don't stay. The color doesn't stay on the ship. It comes off, and then you have to repaint it by hand anyway. So that's what I found out twice when I tried to repaint the windows on Voyager. I was forced to paint them again manually, which kind of defeated the whole purpose. I'm gonna bring this up a bit. There, that's better. I've got a better view of the box. Okay, so let's see. Please tell me these parts have numbers on them. Yes, and please tell me there aren't 213 parts, because look at all these. There's like 5 or 6 of 220. Here's some more. There's some more. You know, I'm getting the impression, I might be mistaken, that some of these are actual very similar in look to the clear parts. And some of them are very thin too. I mean, I'm going to practice on this old kit from Star Trek 6 before I try anything on the new one. See how it's a beautiful, almost duck egg blue color? I will practice, and it's still in its box, which means it hasn't been opened at all since 1991. So I'm going to practice on this kit first before I'll do the 350 scale, but I thought I would at least unbox the new one. So now we get out the big parts. The good thing is the video is going to tell me if I run out of room, and I can record up to 34 minutes of footage now. I deleted a lot of old pictures that were already backed up on the external hard drive. Well, I don't think I need to open this. Look how big that is, though. So that's either the top or the bottom. I'm not sure. I think this is the bottom. You can see the patterns for the stencils for the Aztec dummy painting masks, because I saw him do that. There's the front of the ship, just like I was watching the motion picture recently, so some of these parts are familiar to me now. There's the polar light stand with its base. Of course, I do have a spare one, but this is a shorter, and it's hollow, so, well, for lighting. All right, then we get to another sprue tree here, so I'll be right back. This is good. Putting everything exactly as it was in the back in. Okay, here we go. Wow. And there's the greeblies, as they say. So let's go side by side here. All right, section by section. There we go. See? There's a better view. I know there's some shadows on the cardboard, but at least you can see some of the parts there. And then if we move it over to the larger section, there's the stand hole, I think, right there. And there's some other parts of the ship. Got to rotate it this way to see everything. Okay. Yeah, that's part 11, part 10. Look at these tiny ones. Ah, see how 77 right already lost some? But don't worry, I'm sure they're around somewhere, perhaps in the bag, perhaps not. Remember, a little bit of putty can simulate their appearance if necessary, so that you don't lose anything. It's interesting, the metal's in black. I mean, you're going to have to prime it gray or white just to... But it'll give it some panel line shadows for further detailing. Maybe that was the whole idea. And this is the second last spruce. All right, here we go. So that's the long neck. There's more for the front of the ship. These are for the engines. Good, so no part trees seem to have fallen off in this case. There you go, there's the other parts. Alright, so on to the last bag. And by then, once I get to the last bag, we'll be able to see if we get a closer look at the inside of the box where the rest of the decal instructions are. Both sides and the back. So far, so good. All right. Last sprue tree. Here we go. There's the photo etch pieces, should you choose to use them. There you go. Now you can see the detail. I'll just leave that in the bottom of the box. Windows Movie Maker has been malfunctioning recently. My laptop gave me a gray screen. I had to restart it to get rid of it and then put the Movie Maker on my taskbar, because at the bottom of the home screen, every time I tried to go through the start menu, that's when the gray screen popped up. Now, I know my laptop is approximately 5 years old by now. In fact, I might have even had that laptop 6 years ago when I did the first model build videos, which basically became slideshows. Okay, here we go. Nacelles. Warp nacelles. See? You have to hold them this way. Oh, don't want eyeshadow. There we go. See? That's how big they are. I have to hold them that way to see them. This is almost a mirror image of the other parsers, but not quite. See? There's the big nacelles. There's something... These, I think, are the impulse engines with a rear torpedo tube launcher and everything. Yeah, part 285. See? 285. That doesn't seem like an exaggeration. This is 350 scale. It's quite large, so I don't think they're exaggerating that there are that many pieces in the model itself. So this will be something that I get to many years from now when I get to the 350 scale ships. But now it's time to take a closer look at the inside of the box. So I'm going to take the phone off the stand for that. Alright, here's the inside of the box. Here are the remaining instructions. You can see how you can fold... Well, alright. Turn. There you go. There you are. See? This is the entire top side of the box. And I didn't realize there was so much red and gold, but it tells you where to put every single decal. What does it say? Without weathering. Right. I just let mine get dusty. That's what happens. Wash? Yes, but you know, you'd use a dry, stiff brush to put a small amount of paint on. Wipe as much paint as possible off. Yep. There's the details at the top of the bridge. So that must be the bridge dome right there. Big tall one. Those are probably windows. And I wonder if those things that are listed in without a circled number, I wonder if that actually is the photo etch. Yes, that is the photo etch. Look at that. Now I hope that part bends over because it looks very fragile just sitting on there like that. And there's the front of the ship. There you go. There's a good front angle. Okay, so we switch around to the other part of the box. Here's the side. See? So that's the bridge tower. So there's a good view of everything on that side. There's the greens. You've got to make sure those are green. Now this should be the bottom of the ship. Yeah, you can tell because you can't see a trace of the bridge tower. So there are all the details from the decals and everything. There's the French words. Here's where you put photo edge again. Parts 2. Okay. Doesn't say anything about heating them up and brushing them down. Here we go. Here's the colors. Light gray. Look, those are Tamiya colors. So all I have to do is find the appropriate Tamiya spray paint that matches them using the model color converter app, and you'll have it. And there's the back of the ship. So a lot of red and gold on the Kronos One, as you can tell. All right, so now it's time to put the phone back on the stand. Oh, well, here, we can get a much better view of the back of the box, see? Showing all the angles with the details. You saw the preview video by now. So, 24 inches long, so that's 2 feet exactly. Still shorter than the TOS Enterprise, which I believe is 33 inches long. I'll put everything back in the box. Alright, success. Everything fit back in the box again. And I should be able to fit the top on. There you go. So, top is on the box again. Everything's working. And of course, I'm going to have to move the model down here on top of the big Millennium Falcon in this case. Or, wait a minute. Give me a minute here. So if you look over here, you have the big mat, the little mat. So, one second. Put this here. Do this. There. And there. Ah, see, it takes up less room than the Falcon. There you go. And then shielded by all the papers from the model contest, you can just put this back like so. And I still have all the legroom.